in Blades of Gastown Season 2.
That's
Are we
a
not
Why
there
don't you
yet?
do the intro, Andrew?
great timing because I actually hit start streaming and recording in the middle of that. Because that's actually my goal as host, is to get Mike mid-sentence. So yeah, welcome to the latest session of Blades and Gastown. My name is Andrew Otway, and we've actually got a full crew tonight, so let's introduce ourselves, and it starts with Aaron and then goes along.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm the first finger of the hand. I'll be playing the part of Alexis 70, also known as Komorebi, the lurk of the group.
Hi, I'm Mike J. Dirksen Berard, and I'll be playing Belle, I guess reprising my position as Belle. Belle is a hound. She has a gun that fires sunlight, which makes a lot of sense if you've seen Season 1, and if you haven't, well, consider it a large gun, big bore, lots of friendly fire. Oh, hi, Jordan.
Hi, my name is Jordan, and I will not be playing Edgar this episode, but I will be playing Nora, who is a seamstress and the group's spider.
Because you weave things, because of
Yes.
both of them.
I'm Rob. I'll be playing the role of Kelek Vor, the vampire who is now very curious about this gun that shoots sunlight.
It does what it says on the tin.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
It's pretty straightforward.
He just
got
makes
it
me
out of-
sparkle.
He got it out of the back
He's
pocket.
one of those.
The side of the tin says, "This gun kills fascists."
Nice.
You're supposed to say fastest, damn it.
I meant machine. Fuck.
All right, Zach. Oh, you're talking and we can't hear you.
Damn it! Let me flip.
Oh, wait. It was for a second,
Oh yeah, we heard "damn it."
which is the important part.
And that's Zach.
Yes.
Well, I mean, on the
Oh,
upside
no.
we can see. Oh, there we go.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Zach, and I am playing Jack, the not at all nefarious haberdashery enthusiast.
Excellent. All right, and at the end of the last session, from the end of the last session, rather, I still owe you some rep, some heat, and either some coin or some, what's the other thing? Turf.
Territory.
Turf.
Loin.
Surf or turf.
And I'm thinking it'll probably be coin. But first, you earn 2 rep per score by default. If the target tier of the score was higher, take +1 rep, which did not happen. So you get 2 rep. Who's going to be my gang sheet scribe? Cool.
I can do it.
Excellent. Say you earn 5 coin, curiously, from your labors.
Do we each want to take one?
I assume that's what happens in, like, as we have the coin, like, on the table, Belle just takes one for having to babysit.
Yeah.
This is ruining my job.
Hooray! I have 1 coin.
You're so rich.
I opened my own hotel.
Don't you start with 2 by default?
Oh, maybe.
Like I
don't
think
know.
that's part of Caragen, is you have 2 coin. I could be wrong.
Okay. No, I'll just take it.
Aaron, was that a Euro trip pull?
Yep.
Oh man, now I owe you some heat.
Jesus.
No, it's fine. You did that last time. You said
Oh,
it
no,
was
I don't want to
0.
say anything.
Definitely.
Don't feel
Well,
like you
if
have
it's
to
0
do-
heat, then you don't get any rep either.
You said it was 1 heat?
Okay.
0.49 heat.
Was that
so-
before or after we killed that truckload of cops?
Right. So you get the 1 heat for the high-profiled or well-connected target. You don't get the 1 heat because you're not at war. You get 2 heat if killing was involved, because killing was involved. And I think that was on the spectrum of contained standard exposure to loud and chaotic high exposure. This is probably on the high side.
Not because of something we did,
A bomb went off.
but it wasn't ours.
You decided not to disarm it.
Well, we didn't
I specifically tried
that's
to.
completely correct.
There were multiple
A different decision was
attempts.
made. It was not to not disarm the bomb.
How much heat did we get?
I'm thinking, yeah, probably 5. It was a contained explosion. Half of the plastique landed elsewhere. That's probably fine. And then I already rolled for entanglements, and I got a 2.
That's good.
Well, I mean, the other die was a 6, so yes. And so we're into downtime. So does anybody have an action that they have all queued up?
How does downtime work?
So during downtime, you get to take 2 actions by default, and you can get additional downtime actions at the cost of 1 coin per. And one of the handouts is called Pay Off Heat and Downtime, and it has the 6 major downtime actions. So one of them is like Get Healing. One of them is Work a Long-Term Project, which Aaron is probably going to want to do to figure out why explosions don't hurt. Indulge Your Vice, which is how you get rid of your stress. So for you, Kellic, that looks like you going and...
Do vampire things.
Yep.
You
yeah.
you don't have stress. You have, yeah.
It's like thirst or something.
Yeah.
Or what?
Also, Bell, Kellic is literally a vampire.
I mean, I think you mean figuratively.
That too. But also literally.
And, like, fairly open about it, apparently. So,
Why? Is that not okay?
Not
I mean, as long as you're not part of the
Oh.
bourgeoisie, it should be fine.
You actually know Kellic. He's a bouncer from that club you part own.
Okay. So he's like my employee.
Yeah.
sort of, yes.
You just had to work that part in.
Past tense. Owner was a dick. I quit.
I feel like Bell is unlikely to be the one to abuse workers' rights, though. Am I correct in this, or is
Yes.
she that much of a hypocrite?
No. No.
The only people she abuses are the people who seek her for tender ministrations.
Those who
Yeah, so
ask
don't worry,
themselves-
Belle. I'm not part of the bourgeoisie. I definitely couldn't afford that. But I think
Okay,
you should
cool.
know.
You are working for a living, and you actively suck blood, so I feel like you're probably a capitalist vampire on some level.
For a living, but not
Working
for a living,
living.
but not the
As,
living.
as long as
you
you're
know?
not sucking the blood of the workers, we'll get along okay.
Well,
Worker blood doesn't taste as good.
sure. I figuratively won't do that. That's what you mean. That's how that works, right?
Kellic, Peter Thiel, Vor.
Yeah, I have no idea how vampires work, but now I kind of want to kidnap the upper crust of society and deliver them unto Kellic as part of like my pastime.
I mean, sure. I mean,
My new vice is noble hunting.
yeah,
Oh, so I
the
guess
most
if we're
fattening game.
doing options, that's going to be one of the things that I do.
Probably.
I mean, even if it wasn't a vice, it's probably something that I would do anyway. It's like, oh, my vice is having a meal at least once a day.
Well, so I mean, yeah,
This
it
is my
doesn't.
cross.
It doesn't necessarily cost an action or anything.
Okay.
If you're just like narratively doing something, but if you actually want the mechanical benefit out of it, then it costs.
Yeah. So, okay, erase all level 1 harm and mark 4 ticks on your healing clock. So do I just get rid of that 1 stress that I have?
Let's take a look at your thing, because yeah, you're all weirdy, because you're a vampire.
Just be cool.
Oh shit! So if you heal more stress than you actually have taken, then you overindulge and like bad shit happens.
Okay, so how do I know, like, how
So
much stress I'd get rid of?
let me dig that up, and if anybody else
you
wants to go in the
indulge-
meantime,
When you indulge your vice, you roll a number of die equal to your lowest stat out of insight, prowess, or resolve.
I'm not sure if that's the same for the.
Vampire.
Yeah, like they might
You want me
use a
to just-
different action.
Do you want me to just not be a vampire?
I mean, no, if you're cool to be a vampire, I'm cool to learn it. It's just I don't know it right now.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing this for you.
Okay. Yeah, no, give me like 5 minutes and I'll have this shit sorted, and someone else
Sure.
can go in the meantime.
But you owe me.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that. So I've got two things I want to do. First, oh shit.
Mhm.
First, I'm gonna do some training
Mhm.
because that whole bomb almost killing me thing really sucks.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna get one training in insight, which gives me enough to level up and make my tinker 3.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that, and then for my next one,
Are you sure you don't want to be a leech? Like.
yes,
Okay.
I like these abilities better.
Okay. I mean, veteran, but anyways.
Yeah,
As you were.
And then Como is going to go to whatever library of the arcane and mysterious may exist, and try to figure out if there's any tales of somebody surviving a point blank bomb explosion unharmed.
Okay, so you're going to a library, so that sounds like study.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that for part of my like a long term project.
Mhm. Yeah, so let's see how well you
You're
do.
out. Why not dead? Question mark.
Mhm.
How many segments would this be?
Going to the library to start is probably going to be like 8. So let me
8?
just
Okay.
dupe that there.
You can make them on your character sheet.
Yeah, but this way everyone can see them.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Study shit.
Do you not have study? You have survey.
I do have survey. I'm
So, I
gonna
mean-
go back to the place of the blast and see if I can figure out if there's something there that like may have shielded me, or if I need to start looking at.
Or I mean, like, survey could also just be like running scientific experimentation type stuff, like trying something and observing the outcome.
Yeah, I could do that. 4.
Okay, so you got 2 segments. So what happens when? So what's your first go-to to like science why you don't afraid of bombs?
Well, first, I think she's gonna want to try to make like a smaller scale of the thing.
Mhm.
So maybe get some gunpowder and then like a little doll.
Make it okay.
And set it off, and it's like, okay, no, that destroyed that.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna get a little bit of gunpowder, and then, like something with a rough approximation of my armor and stuff I had on me at the time, and that explodes, and I'm like, huh.
Yeah, no, they're both
I
total.
don't know. Guys, I think I'm dead.
I think in one of them you actually like catch a little chunk, like you're absolutely certain a little chunk of shrapnel would have hit you, and like it just doesn't. Like it moves too fast for you to catch exactly what happens. But
Guys,
there's like
I think I'm a wizard.
there's like a faint like itching burning under your skin for like the instant after that you just didn't notice last time, probably because you were too certain you were about to be exploded by a bomb.
That's fair.
So yeah, you seem to show like some physical reaction, but it's definitely muted and it doesn't seem like directly connected. So that's weird.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I continue a clock I was working on in season 1 with Edgar?
Oh Jesus Christ! Which one's that?
It was the one for, like studying the moon and like the archons.
You might have trouble studying the moon. It left.
Yes.
Yes.
It got bored and peaced out.
Right, but we were studying documents and like
Yes.
that druid.
I mean, sure. I don't recall. Actually, do I have that old? Please hold.
Okay.
I do. Yep.
Great.
See if I can copy it over, actually. Or both of them? Oh, how fancy would that be? Paste. Well, you got the clock.
Bobby, last season the moon was chained up. and was just kind of always there. And then at the end of the season, a giant cannon fired and broke the moon free. So now it's actually moving around. But we were trying to figure out what the hell the moon was doing, chained down, or what it was affecting with the world.
It was reflecting sunlight like an asshole.
Look, Bobby, we did this for you.
Yeah, I mean, how many vampires did you see before? How many vampires were in your last party, huh?
Where there was only one set of moonbeams, we moved it for you.
Anyway, so Nora's going to look at the notes that Edgar copied down to like just be a second pair of eyes.
Mhm.
Plus, I mean, like she's studied things outside of his culture, so she might be able to appreciate something standing out more.
So yeah, hit me up with. Well, what are you rolling?
Study.
Okay. Let's see what you
Can I
got.
push myself?
Sure.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, not bad. So you're actually finding that the two don't seem too perfectly connected. Like Archons and the Moon seem to do different things with similar end results, which is to say stuff that like science just scratches its head and drools at.
Yeah.
There's probably something connecting the two, but it's like deep and spooky.
Mm-hmm.
And with the moon gone, like just studying that is a bit more difficult to put together.
Yeah.
But your husband done good so far.
Okay. Yeah, so for my next action, I'm going to go indulge in my vice.
So what you're saying is you're going to make sure your husband does good.
Yes. And bring him the results and just, I don't know, kind of go out on the boat. Like, we probably bring lanterns and stuff on the boat with us now.
His hands are actually, like, kind of filthy with ink. Like, you can tell he's been, like, deep in these ledgers.
Yeah.
He's had a bit of a day.
Yeah, so I'm probably, like, dragging him away from his desk and making him wash up and, you know, kind of offer to lighten the mood while explaining some stuff that I found while studying.
Yeah.
While we go on a boat ride.
Yeah,
So.
and you know how to, like, push his buttons so that he does finally put down the ledger and, like, actually shuts off. And you're like, you know you're useless past this late anyways. And
Right.
Put your fucking phone away.
he takes that as a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, you say it in just the right way to, like, get under his skin. And, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Edgar is a very angry man.
It's not that he's angry so much as, like, yeah.
Oh, shit.
There you go. Oh, good.
Bye, Nora.
Was that with your the 2 extra stress from pushing yourself?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Why did you indulge at 2 stress?
No,
4.
4 stress.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. And you don't have that spider move yet.
Yes.
You're 2 stress now.
Cool. So yeah. So this is what happens when you overindulge, Bobby, is you just get a little too lost in your vice. So
And it's fine.
I don't think like tapped wink.
It started that way. That's
right?
Yeah.
Like yeah. I
Wait,
mean
so
like
what's
you
Nora's vice?
her husband.
Oh.
It's pleasure. It can mean anything from just going to the theater with him, having a nice dinner, or boning down.
I like
Let's
that
watch
one of
shit
them
movies
is-
at once.
Yeah.
Like one of the overindulged things is bragging about your exploits. Like you
Yup.
come back to the guild hall and you're like,
Yep.
"Hey, I did some fuck.
Whoa.
We had the nicest dinner. It was great.
And then we fucked 9 times on the boat.
You roll a 6 bragging about your exploits, then you run for president.
Too soon, man.
Oh no, I overindulged.
It's ongoing is the problem. Man.
I think you attract trouble.
Yeah, I think so too.
So would you like to roll 2d6?
Yes.
And yeah, no, that's exactly what happens. You're a little too good at distracting him, and he's a little too cocky. Right? You don't even actually, you get out on the water, and you have a good time.
We go on the Now You See Me.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's that's, he's like, oh, yeah, I'll show you how I can, switch off and, get work out of my head and blah, blah, blah. You hop into your, luxury crime vessel surrounded in garbage dumpsters.
And wanted posters.
And wanted posters. And do a couple laps of the harbor afterwards, and you're kind of blissed out, and Edgar is shirtless at the helm and honking the horn, which is the da 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 da. And yeah, you attract some police attention. They drop you off at shore because you're a nice, respectable, white lady.
Yes.
And they haul off your husband to jail.
Oh my god!
To cool off in a drunk tank.
For honking.
Basically, yeah. Well, driving while native is the...
Crime.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yep.
Look
At
what
least
you
I
did,
thought it was
Jordan.
called piloting.
Oh my god.
I know our next mission. We're breaking them out.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be overnight,
sorry,
and they might rough him up a bit.
I've got a guard uniform. I'll just go pick him up.
I mean, you're a hero cop to some people, Val.
Right.
Edgar probably even blows Nora because he's being hauled off, mouths the word worth.
Yes. So yeah, you can either pay 1 coin to get him off, wink, or you can suffer the consequences, which is another fortune roll.
But Nora only has 1 coin.
I'm willing to accept one of Edgar's trillion stash,
Yeah, Edgar will totally pay for my stash.
which is to
That
say,
doesn't sound very painful.
2 of his stash.
He's used to having to pay the cops money so he doesn't stay in jail for too long.
There we go. Poor broke ass crow.
It's what he spent most of his money on in season 1.
And just passively accrued it constantly. Cool. So was that both of Nora? Yes.
Yes.
Cool. And I've got another entanglement to hit somebody with.
Great.
Jack, Como, do you have a second one? Excuse me.
I did both of mine.
Oh, okay. Was one? Oh, yeah. One of them was training.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a tinkerer.
Mm-hmm.
Or Kellic. So yeah, your indulge vice is the same as everybody else's. So there's a big button on your character sheet, but you probably don't want to push it because, if you roll anything but a number of ones, as a full set of ones, then
Okay, and you said that it rolls my whatever.
it's
the
your
lowest stat is?
lowest defense. Yeah. Which is those
The number of red pips on the left side of that little black line for
Yeah,
each
I'll
section.
look.
So, but you're only at 1 stress, so you probably don't need to heal, especially since you have so much more stress than everybody else.
Yes.
So if I were to indulge vice, what would it roll right now? Like 2d6s?
Roll 1d6 because that's your lowest stats, your insight, which is that 1 red pip.
Oh, okay. So it's not the lowest stat within your
Yeah,
lowest
so
thing.
yeah, so your defenses are insight, prowess, and resolve,
Mm-hmm.
and those scores are how many red pips you have on the left side of that line, dividing them.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it, I'm hungry.
Okay.
Just click indulge vice.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Go hunting. Cool. So you clear 4 stress of your 1.
Cool.
You heal all the harm you don't have.
Yep.
And something bad happens, which is attract trouble, brag, or lost, and you get to play a different character because this one is having a murder spree.
What was the first one?
Attract trouble. So the gang gets +2 heat.
Thanks, bro.
The second one was
An engagement or an entanglement, which means I get to whap you or someone else with a rolled up newspaper.
yeah. Let's do that.
Sweet. So roll me 2d6. If you could. Perfect.
Glad to hear.
All right. Jack, Bell, or Kellic, you've got one more. And you can like do stuff like training, which
Reduce heat.
or reduce heat.
Oh, heat reduction. Am I understanding this correctly in that if I train prowess, I get 2 pips?
I believe so, because your gang probably has the upgrade for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then I will do that.
Mm-hmm.
I get a new circle, yeah?
It looks like you're 3 away.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. So that's my first downtime action. I guess my second one will probably be to train on my playbook, and I imagine both of these like involves me harassing and or stabbing people in dark alleys.
Sure.
And then I can spend my coin for an extra downtime, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I started with 2.
Mhm.
And I got a third, and I'm spending that third.
Yep.
I want to start a long-term project,
Okay.
hunting down all the people who I feel wronged me and took my estate.
Okay. So, like, do you know who they are already?
I probably have some leads.
Okay.
Like, there's probably somebody living in my old house.
Oh,
for one
yes.
thing.
Yep.
But we're not going to go directly there. I feel like that's a little on the nose.
Mhm.
So, like, I would be terrorizing and or investigating and or just actually stabbing the people that I felt like. And for the purposes of this group, I assume I'm thinking that they're probably somehow related to the ruling occupation, which is how I wound up in this gig in the first place, because
That's definitely going to be... They will definitely be represented amongst the conspiracy.
okay.
I'm thinking this is probably, like... I'm thinking your house and your family was probably, like, considered too big for its britches or, like, didn't bend knee deep or fast enough.
That sounds like us.
And this might be a pretty big conspiracy, so I'm pegging this at a 12 chunk clock.
All right, awesome. I anticipate spending a lot of coin towards this.
Yeah, why don't you take me through what the first, how you start hunting down them, what wronged you?
I mean, I'll probably start like if the conspiracy is probably like fairly highly placed, right? So we're talking about like magistrates and industrialists and these sorts of people.
Well,
right?
and like a lieutenant governor might be involved.
Yeah. I want to show up to. I'm imagining like one of them, like as at the sort of like the last scene in Concordat, right, or the start of the last session of Concordat, where someone is out there like. Someone important looking is at their desk toiling away with candles burning, and then Jack appears out of the darkness and makes sure they see his face before he kills them, and then leaves a card, because we've already established that I leave business cards, right, in the first one.
They're actually they're like they see it's you. Who is this person? Like just a physical description.
We're gonna go with like age, fairly portly man, like the caricature of a corrupt judge, basically.
Okay. Yep. He's like looks up.
And
then just like, if I fix you a drink first, will you at least make it quick?
That depends on the quality offering, and I'll sort of tap my cane on the floor stylishly.
I mean, at this point, is there any reason for the lower shelves?
One wouldn't think so, but your lot has questionable judgment at times, I have found.
He puts a hand to his chest and he's like, I would say you wound me, but that part comes later, I guess.
Oh.
Yes. I shall wound you very deeply in a moment, but
Giggity.
Yep. And yeah, like he wanders over to the liquor cabinet. And he's definitely like milking this a little bit. Like, you're pretty sure like he doesn't have a secret alarm or anything. But
Yeah.
what are you rolling here? What action?
Well, if I was coming from the shadows, it'd probably be prowl. But I mean, at this
Yeah, that
point-
works.
Okay. Because he sees me. Yeah. Like I'm just gonna like while he's fixing while he's pouring the first glass, I'm gonna walk up behind him and like shank him.
Yeah.
And then like as he falls, I'll grab the cup.
Okay.
So I guess I roll prowl.
Yeah. And we'll see how this goes for you.
Blah blah blah.
Oh, very nice. So yeah, I mean, like, he makes a minimum of noise as the blade enters his ribs and punctures his heart. There's a bit of, like, attention from downstairs, because he's not a small man, so when he hits the ground, like,
No.
you don't know that you have the full luxury of time that'll allow you to enjoy this drink. But he does at least spill the rest of the bottle on the floor, so no one else can enjoy it.
That's half the battle right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I will swear under my breath and swig the rest, and then I'll drop a business card
Yep.
like the others. Only instead of rise, this one says fall. And I'll drop it on the floor, and then as the like guards from downstairs burst into the room, the curtain will like be flapping as though.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, and like the curtain sort of meshes with the like bright red silk inside of your jacket as you descend. Yeah. Cool.
All right. Yep, that's me.
Awesome. Bell or Kellic, do you have your second? Or Bell your first?
Bell can go.
Okay, I'm gonna indulge my vice.
Awesome. Oh yeah, because I probably beat you to fuck at the end of the last session.
Can confirm.
Awesome. And you're still unstable. Beautiful. Yeah, let's see it. And your vice, so you're part owner of this club now. So has your indulgence changed, or is it largely
Well, yeah,
the
it's
same?
way more ostentatious now.
Okay. Excellent.
Like, I guess I shouldn't do something dramatic and over the top because that would require me rolling something in order to state my vice. So
Well, I mean, so you get the thing regardless. Like, it's, you can have it narratively as over the top as you want, and I won't make you roll anything for it.
you're not gonna make me roll if I kidnap a socialite and bring them to the club and like shepherd them along as my and get them addicted to all the horrible stuff that we do at the club.
No, you
as
can have that for
indulging my own
free.
vice.
Okay. Definitely have that for free. I still have an entanglement. Just so
Ugh.
you know.
Bother.
Um,
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I still have 4 vice or 4 stress.
And so yeah, talk to me a bit about the socialite you get hooked on moon heroin.
So basically, I'm going to climb up to the rooftops and prowl around and watch for someone to abuse, like an orphan. Like I'm
Okay.
thinking like a one-legged paper boy that's got the cough that they get from the coal mines.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna wait for someone to like steal a newspaper or take money out of their tin.
It takes all of 2
offerings.
minutes.
Is his
Right.
arm in a sling?
What's that?
Yes.
I said, is the kid's arm in a sling from throwing the papers too hard? Now he's throwing with his bad arm,
Yeah.
and he can't even get the papers where they're supposed to go, so he's sad about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's super. It's all the tragic. And he used to be a town crier until they took his voice.
Yep. Yeah,
That
the
paper boy
moonstone
needs a
dust
union.
just got in there and it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
But his dog's
So-
sick, so he's got this paper job to help pay for its medical bills. Okay.
And
Got
it's
it.
exactly that dog from that end of that episode of Futurama.
So once I find a perfect target, I stalk them until they go out of sight. I basically jump down on them and injure them, but only enough to be able to tie them up and then drag them around to the club. And then
I believe what you mean to say is you Assassin's Creed them without the like stab. You just land on them.
Yeah, there's a bird that caws as I jump off a building.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I throw him over my shoulder and I hoof it around. And nobody stops to question me for some reason.
Not the lady with like 2 anti-materiel rifles on her back.
Crossed, yeah. And then this person just kind of hoofing it. Or maybe dragging them. I'm not sure how far off we are. And yeah, then we set them up for the full course.
They're not the best sport. And also they get away at the end of the night, so that's why it's only 3 stress removed.
Sure. But we did force feed them Ortolan at least twice.
Without their face covered. God knows everything.
Yes, that's right. And we took pictures.
Oh, geez.
Little bird head hanging out.
Well, like the head in one photo and then like the leg in the next one.
Like at a saucy angle.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna whap you with that that other entanglement, which is gonna be actually the same thing, and basically like they get free and they're gonna rat to the cops. How's your heat looking? Yeah, you can take 2 more. I incremented it so you don't have to.
Okay.
Give me all the heat. Just give us all the heat.
You're basically 2 away from a wanted level.
Yes.
Cool. And then I was going to do something sane, but I'm unstable, so I'm not sure what to do about
The thing.
Right.
Just Bell, do the thing.
Sure. Oh man, I've got a lot of money.
Probably.
Kellek, do a thing. Unless you don't know, in which case I'll do more things.
No, I got one, I guess. So you can train your skills and stuff?
Yep. Yes, you get to add 1 XP to any one of those tracks, or 2 to prowess because your gang has like a boxing gym or similar.
Prowess training, yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to do that by kind of training just to flavor it up. Training prowl, basically, since I was kind of stationary the entire time and just causing a ruckus when I was a bouncer at the club. I didn't really care that much about being stealthy, but now that I'm kind of away from that, I kind of want to see if I still have it in me. So I kind of creep around the city, see how long I can go while following a target without getting noticed.
Okay, yeah. There's actually like a few, like cops isn't the right term, but like they are law enforcement officers who move rooftop to rooftop and functionally do like what you do, except the peacekeeping version of it, or the law-keeping version of it at least. So they'd make good targets to follow.
Okay, so I guess I'll do that and try to see if I can learn their patrol routes and stuff.
Nice, yeah. Nice, you find some success and you learn a thing or 2.
Cool. Bell.
Yeah, you've got 1 more action there, Bell.
I'm also going to train in prowess.
Okay.
You're going to follow me following people?
Yes.
Why are there 40 motherfuckers jumping around on rooftops?
See what this vampire is all about.
Yep. Awesome. Cool.
I'd like to spend on money.
Okay. Absolutely.
Okay, sorry. I want to rig up a speaker box that sounds like an official announcement
Okay.
that basically says that we didn't do it, and I want to put a couple out in town.
Okay. Oh, so this is reduce heat?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And that sounds like Tinker.
Yep.
Cool.
One thing I'm good
Do you
at.
want to push
Or-
yourself? Get an extra die?
Mm. Nah, 3's good.
Do you want a devil's bargain?
Can you devil's bargain?
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it's yeah. What you got?
That's a good question.
Devil's Bargain is every half hour just plays death metal for 30 minutes. Well, every other half hour.
I think the devil's bargain is someone is going to approach you while you're setting up one of those things,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely have questions for you.
demonic subliminal messages through the speakers.
Ooh, that's another option. You tap into whatever is why ever you don't afraid of bombs. And there's like a suggestion related to that embedded in the transmissions.
Sure.
Sweet.
If you're lucky, you'll find out what it is, and it just drives you insane.
That's a 6. I think that's 3 heat down.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Would you like the honors?
I've clicked it.
Actually,
lack of heat.
Cool. While you're out and about, or like as you're heading back to the hideout, someone stops by that pub that I have the name of somewhere nearby in my notes.
The picture pub?
Yeah.
Where our jobs live.
Which is where? Oh my goodness, I didn't write this down, really?
Wow.
How am I so bad at this game?
Are you asking where the dude is?
Yeah, I forgot his name too. Jesus.
Rigney at sundown.
Sundown, yes. Thank you. And yeah, Rigney. There's probably like some sign that he has that gives you that lets you know that, hey, idiots, I've got work for you.
Sweet.
That's actually one of the drink specials when you walk past. It's on the chalkboard up front.
Yeah.
Hey, idiots, I have a job for you.
Yes. And then it's because like it's the West End, it's like $7 for a cocktail.
Nice.
Cool. So who's the one heading into the pub? Or is it multiple people?
Nora would be there for sure.
Jack will be there, but he will definitely have gloves on and be looking at everything sort of askance.
Belle's just there to cause trouble.
Probably bring some fancy doodads over to see if anybody would be interested in buying some.
The funniest thing is that like Belle would actually bring a touch of respectability to the joint of the lot of you.
I'm very respectable. Very respectable. I am an upstanding gentleman.
You're tweaked out wearing gloves in the middle of summer.
Respectable gloves. They make everything fancy.
Fair.
Just because I have to be in this place doesn't mean I have to touch the same surfaces that the plebs touch. That's what I'm saying.
So Nora,
do you actually use the word plebs?
I think I'd probably be a slightly more politic about it than that, but
okay.
Essentially, yeah, it's in there.
Yes.
Yeah, so Rigney points out, he's like, I've got something that might be of interest. We have a contact. We think they might be sympathetic. Only problem is they're a little too respectable to approach directly.
Respectable.
But there will be a fancy to-do that we know they're going to be at. It's the way I see it.
Please say masquerade ball. Please say masquerade ball.
So you've got two options. You can go in and blend in, or you can go in and kidnap them.
Dress up or go into a shindig.
Or you or you can figure it out for yourselves. I'm not your boss.
I'll put on my tail.
Dress up montage.
Montage.
Makeover,
Shake your head at
makeover.
no matter what I wear, just shake your head at the first 5 things that I put on.
I'm
Nora,
sorry. Can I switch?
Nora, can you sew a giant frilly dress that looks like the top of a cake?
Yes. I'm sorry. Can I switch to Edgar?
Edgar is indisposed tonight, actually.
God damn it.
Edgar's in lockup, right? Or
yeah, but I don't know.
You see, on account of prison.
See.
Oh.
But I was waiting
Dick
for this
prison.
whole season 1.
Yeah, but you had to go.
That's okay. I'll just tell him about the fun party when he gets out.
You just had to go and fuck too loud.
Yes.
There, I said it.
Rude.
The boat's rocking.
It wasn't the rocking, it was the horn blaring that was the problem.
No, it's not a lake.
Oh,
No,
not?
it's that's
More of a pond.
that's like a harbor into the ocean.
Hmm?
The Pacific Ocean, which is filled with like cephalopods of the chthonic variety.
You were
Delicious,
so
delicious
loud
stuff.
that an ocean-going vessel attracted the police.
Yes,
Cthulhu filed a noise complaint against you.
basically.
The Kraken said you needed to calm down.
Anyway, yes. Can I do something for like disguises?
Sure. I'm kind of assuming that that's part of it, but yeah. So you tell me what the plan is. So if it's an assault, deception, a stealth, occult, social, or transport.
Edgar has all of my social skills.
Gosh, it's almost like it was planned.
Wow.
Oh
crazy.
my god, I hate this.
I haven't even written you a love letter yet.
I know. Okay.
You've got consort and sway.
Not as much as
Which
Edgar.
that makes us minstrels.
Oh my god, I don't get to play Smarty Edgar. I'm down for deception.
Did I mention that Belle's unstable now?
Yes.
Okay.
Nora remembers.
I have no deceptive skills, so I am down for being the Phantom of the Opera in a top hat, but
Sing my angel of music.
somebody's probably getting stabbed, like in the first scene, because
I mean, this is just how it starts.
It'll
Right.
be a murder bloodbath in approximately 15 seconds.
it's good to know that that's not just my game, that you people do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Can we send somebody in the front door and then have other people coming in the back?
Yeah.
I kind of figured that's
I can
what we would
imagine
do.
our native population is going to be
Oh yeah.
unremarkable in this presence.
I mean, like, Como, we can set you up in, like, waitstaff attire. Blend right in.
I just want you guys to know that
Okay.
this sucks a lot.
That's fair. I totally understand your troubles here. He says, putting on his fancy mask and top hat and
Yeah.
flipping his tails at you.
Yeah, he is never... He has no idea what the hell you're
No,
you're actually
no.
talking about, Como.
This is all as it should be. So yeah, Jack's not super woke is the problem. We're gonna no, but Jack's all about the fancy party. Though he will be wearing, like, even if the mask is not in style, he's going to be wearing most of a mask.
You'll make it
Because-
in style.
Some of these people probably know me.
I can
That
make
probably
you a
wouldn't be
mask
great for the job.
if you get some materials together. I can get you like a collapsible mask that'll actually deploy out of your hat with a button.
Will it be made out of teeth?
That's weird. Why would it be made of teeth?
Yeah, that's oddly specific, Zach.
I don't have a teeth guy. So to speak.
I'm pretty sure I can find you a teeth guy.
Ah,
And
thanks. I'm gonna mark you down as a no, and I'll go down the line.
Okay. So what are we thinking here?
Nora's gonna go attend the party, whatever we're doing, like splitting up the party. Or
I'm gonna hit up Rigney and see if he can put in a good word for me with whoever is in charge of hiring the wait staff, because just an extra person showing up would be more suspicious.
He, like,
sure.
leads you to sort of, like, the back of house of his
Mhm.
pub, and there's already, like, a little uniform your size
You knew it was going this way, didn't you?
He just like does the tap of the nose, point at you thing, and then like bows obsequiously to you and gets out of your way.
Is the thing tonight? Like, do I need to change into this now?
It's not
or-
right now. Like you
Okay.
probably have a couple days lead up.
Okay.
But I'm assuming like the quality of disguises and the rest of it is going to be the engagement roll.
That makes sense.
If anybody wants to burn coin to like get temporary assets for additional downtime actions, then you let me know.
I would like to do that for like disguise materials
Cool.
since I'm the seamstress.
Since you're the seamstress, would you like just a bonus die for freeze?
Yes.
Okay. It makes sense.
Also, I'm thinking that Nora is just like tickled pink thinking about retelling the story when Edgar gets out of jail.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So yeah, do you roll me like a tanker or? Because that seems.
I was thinking finesse.
Yep. Done.
Cool. Bonus die, you said?
Yeah.
There we go.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, you guys will get a bonus die on the engagement roll. And am I correct in assuming it's deception?
I think so.
Okay.
That definitely sounds like where we're at, yeah. Health is an entry point, but we're announcing ourselves pretty loudly, if that's the case.
Well, so it's what I need for deception is the method, which sounds like disguises.
Disguises.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I can
Jackson?
make fancy masks if it'll help any.
Fancy masks. Teeth? Do they have teeth?
Swear to God.
Teeth.
Jack's gonna call in, like, one of his last favors with a friendly tailor that he knows, and, like, super dressed up, like for I need something very stylish, but it also must be understated and able to blend.
Yeah, Nora
Yeah,
takes
no,
like
Nora
18
has yet
different
to prove
kinds of
herself.
umbrage.
Nora has yet to prove herself to Jack. Jack has very refined tastes.
Nora will remember this.
It's a Telltale game now.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, my code just like falls apart halfway through.
All right, where is the engagement roll thing?
That is our cue to go ape shit on people. Is like Jack's coat dissolves and his pants start to fall down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the go time.
I'm sorry, my friend has a super poor sense of fashion.
Wow. I mean, he is trying a little
Yes.
too hard.
Yes, he is.
Engagement roll. There we go.
How do we know that my dick being out is not in fact a style like of the?
It's a little too on the nose.
I mean, if
Sticks
your
on
dick's out,
someone's
it's on your nose.
Yeah.
Are these a codpiece people?
It's good to have the group back, Mike.
Okay. So start with one die for sheer luck. Is the operation particularly bold or daring?
Hey, did I tell you what Bell's doing yet?
No. What is Belle doing?
Bell is across the street with a gun
Okay.
on the roof.
That's about what I expected, honestly.
Frilly dress.
Are you still wearing the dress?
Fuck yes.
Okay, good.
Nora probably actually expected this and was like, here's a tarp so it doesn't ruin this nice dress, and here's this nice dress.
Nora sewed extra ammo pouches into the dress, like inside the frill.
Instead of pockets. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's definitely stuff that she did for Edgar in season 1.
What's Kellic doing? Just walking in the front door with everybody else?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Oh, you
I'm
still
dressed
owe
up as a
me.
vampire. Ooh.
You still owe me one of those
Okay.
stricture things.
Oh, yeah. So I'm bound. My spirit must remain in my body or
Right.
be destroyed.
Cool. Okay. Bound. Spirit. Cool. So yeah, start with 1 die for sheer luck. Is the operation particularly bold or daring? Does this seem particularly bold or daring to anybody?
No.
It depends on how meta we can go with that.
Right.
I honestly don't think it's super bold or daring. Like, the guy proposed this of one of 2 options.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it overly complex or contingent on many factors? No, you're walking into a party and trying to meet somebody. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they are weakest?
We can get inside and attack from the inside.
I mean, that's the point of deception, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but they're also not weakest at the place that they're throwing a party.
Yeah, like they're going to be good at social.
I thought it would be like, I don't know, their house and they'd have their guard down or whatever.
It's their house, but they won't have their guard down. A house blew up yesterday or like 3 days ago.
Okay.
It's true. That did happen. Yeah.
Does the plans... can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight? Yes. So we're up to 2 dice. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? You aren't at war with anyone.
Yeah.
Not yet.
So I don't think so. And the last one... are there any other elements you might want to consider? Yes, that +1 die that Nora got you. Maybe a lower tier target or a higher tier target. Yeah, I think it's just those 3 dice.
Okay.
So yeah, who wants to roll fortune engagement roll of cool?
Yeah, I think Nora gets
Gets the honors.
honors on this case.
She was decided to be the leader.
And she also got the disguises for most of the crew. So
Was it everyone but Jack?
I think Nora would have made one for him anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And just left it. Like,
No, it
she
is pointedly sitting on a hanger outside of his
Right.
door in your little underground lair.
I'm sure I'll wear it at some point when like all of my friends are no longer my friends.
Nice. It's when you're
Nice.
going to like. It's the next time you have to paint something, Jack.
Yeah, the next time I go on like a stabbing spree, it's gonna get covered in blood. I'll wear that one. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, your invitations aren't detected for forgeries. Como, you're able to get in the back door. Wink, and also not wink. Belle, you set up across the street, and no one seems to look at you all twice. So you're inside. You're not 100% sure who your target is.
Did we get any kind of a description at all? Like,
they're a fancier person. It's an older woman who's like probably in her sunset years. Like,
okay.
well, actually, probably approaching middle-aged. And she's a local person of import, not in the church, but rather with one of the other factions that I'm just digging up the name of, the Wherefore and the Why. So she's like natural science philosophy type.
I was gonna ask if it was related at all to the church. Could we already did it, but I'm just saying in the future, if she had been a member of the church, could I like press my rival for information on her?
Probably.
Okay.
Like it's a rival, not an enemy. So I mean, like,
Yeah.
they're going to be.
Well, it's my mother.
Yes. So I mean, she's going to be like somewhat disposed to helping you.
Yeah. Cool. So I'm probably under a different alias than. I mean, like Laura's going by like her nickname,
Okay.
and
So you're just Ms. Scarlet tonight.
yeah.
Okay.
If Jack's cool with it, like Nora's probably like I don't know, hanging on his arm or something.
Okay.
for the fake identity.
Yeah, that seems totally reasonable.
So are you Mr. and Mrs. Scarlet tonight?
No,
Ooh, no. Okay.
no.
So Jack, who are you? Because it is a masquerade ball.
Yes, it is. I'm thinking I probably have like some kind of fox mask on.
Okay. It's your Yusuke.
I'm just gonna yeah, I'll probably just be Mr. Fox.
Okay.
Mr. Fox.
Do we want to go meta and you're just Mr. Mercer? Matt Mercer plays Yusuke in Persona 5.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, Mr. Fox.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be. Jack is immediately going to start scanning the room for ways out or back or somewhere, like places to get away from other people.
Cool. That sounds like a survey.
And whatever security's around. Okay.
So I mean, like, there's some obvious guards. There might be non-obvious guards.
Okay. Let me tell you about survey and how I have no dice in it. So,
Awesome. I'm sure this won't just invent some problem for you.
I'll aid.
This is probably controlled. Cool. How do you aid, Como?
I mean, I have access to the back area, right? Being waitstaff and all.
Yeah,
Maybe
at this
I
point,
just,
you're probably carrying around like a plate of hors d'oeuvres or something.
Yeah, maybe I'll just come up and offer him an hors d'oeuvre, and like there's a little piece of paper on there with like some stuff I found out about the back.
Oh, is it like a little map?
His napkin. It's 2 napkins, and the top napkin covers up a little map with like some symbols and stuff on it.
Cool.
I will very daintily like remove the glove and reach out for the hors d'oeuvre and make eye contact, and I will move the mask aside and eat the hors d'oeuvre.
Okay.
And then I will make some snide comment about how bad the hors d'oeuvre was, and then reach for the piece of the napkin underneath.
Okay. So you've got 1 die from the assistants. Are you going to push yourself, or would you like to hear a devil's bargain?
I'm into devil's bargains, so let's hear that.
There's someone here who recognizes one of you, like through the disguise.
Solid. I'm into that.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, you've got 2 dice. Nice. And yeah, it was controlled and standard. Cool. So yeah, you pick out a couple guards. Sort of like, there's 2 obvious ones on the door, but there's also like a couple. There's like a couple parties of like 2 people doing all the talking, and then 4 people standing around eating a little more than their fair share of hors d'oeuvres, not touching any booze. And you're pretty sure that it's like bodyguards for each of these fancy people.
Okay.
Your contact does not appear to be in this room, but possibly upstairs. Like there's one of those like grand sort of like swooping staircases. Yeah. And Nora, actually, one of the guards from the door comes and taps you on the shoulder and says, "Excuse me, miss, but you're going to have to come with me."
But why?
My employer has requested your presence.
And I assume like I'm still hanging on Jack's arm, and I give him a look, and
Jack gives you a look back, like, is it time to start stabbing?
I just probably like tap his arm and I follow after, and I'm probably complaining to the guard that I was just starting to have fun at the party.
Do I see this happening?
I mean, you might see someone come and like tap Nora on the shoulder, and like have a brief discussion. You can feel free to punctuate that sentence.
Well, I asked because last time you said that if anybody attacked Nora, I shot them.
Well, so that was basically like before the gang knew you were around. Gotcha.
Yeah.
At this point, you're also fully in control of your character.
He said to the person who was out of control.
Unstable?
Unstable.
So, I mean, you can also, like, you get to determine mechanically how much or how little that affects Bell. It's just the more that it affects you, the more XP. Excuse me, the more bonus XP you get at the end of a session.
It feels like it would be unstable to shoot this person who tried to lay a hand on Nora.
Definitely.
Anyway, Nora is going to follow the guard to the back, and she's complaining as she's leaving.
So he's going to lead you upstairs.
Okay.
And it's like up one long flight of stairs.
But he's dead.
Are you actually pulling the trigger?
Have we already made a deceptive entrance, or
Yes.
Yeah, we're mingling.
very accurate.
We're like
fingers.
20 minutes into a party, dog.
You're like 5 minutes into a party. You've walked
Yeah.
in the
It's
front
already boring.
door.
Shoot somebody.
Like,
Someone
That's the
has
help, I've
taken
been
like
here for longer.
the coats of two people. You've
You're-
handed out
Yeah.
fully 2 hors d'oeuvres, Como.
okay? So does,
your
like,
murder is barely fashionably late. Man.
does
Like, this
anybody
is-
like make a motion for Bell not to shoot this person?
Probably Nora. Like,
Okay.
How much do I know about Bell? How much have I learned in the last 3 days?
I mean, Nora would know enough. And
Nora
Nora
would
already
probably
signaled
talk
to
excitedly.
Jack not to shoot. So if that included a
Here's
signal...
Here's my mental image of the thing is that
Yep.
Nora doesn't say anything to Jack and just like maneuvers him to where he would be between the shot from Bell and the guard, and then Bell gets to make that call.
So, Bell,
Okay, but I don't-
do you shoot through this guy you barely know?
I've shot through teammates
Yes.
that I've spent 6 missions on,
Yes.
but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for now.
okay, so we go upstairs.
We're going to jump to somebody else now.
Okay.
I'm going to make that simmer.
Okay.
But yeah, you get led. It's up to like the 3rd floor.
Okay.
I'll make note of which set of stairs they go up and how heavily guarded it looks.
So I mean, like the up to the 2nd floor doesn't look particularly well guarded. It looks like people are floating sort of to and
Okay.
from naturally. The 3rd floor seems to be like the double secret VIP floor or something.
Okay, cool.
So like it's like, you know, like there's a little like string draped across it, and it's like, you know, residents
But
only
if
or something.
I were to, if I were to make my way surreptitiously to a window, I could probably climb my way up the outside of the building to the 3rd floor.
You have 3 dice and prowl, very much so. It's
Jack will sort of be moving that direction, although
Okay.
we're still kind of waiting on confirmation as to what we should do.
Mhm.
It might just be stab all the guards on the 3rd floor and then let God sort it out. But
Yep.
we'll see how that turns out.
Cool. Como, a couple people are getting like a little just upset and or shitty at you because I mean, like nothing you could do would be good enough. Do you do anything, or are you just gonna take that one on the chin?
I'm gonna look at like the dude and be like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Is there anything that is particularly displeasing about your service tonight?
Looks you straight in the eyes and they're like, "You're still here?"
Unfortunately. Hors d'oeuvre?
She takes another one and like takes like the takes a napkin, spits out the hors d'oeuvre that she just ate and was very displeased with, and like folds it up in the napkin.
Oh, I've
like,
already moved the platter. She can hold on to her own spit napkin. Fuck her.
No, she puts it down like your breast coat pocket.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
And then does the like shitty wave you away thing, like do you want to like Arya Stark burn that face into your memory?
So I have a question.
Mhm.
Would reverse pickpocketing be finesse or prowl?
That would probably be finesse.
Okay.
Do you have any bombs? Or similar?
No. I have small clockwork spiders that I can fill a pocket with.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
That's
they're not,
way
they're
more
not,
horrifying somehow.
they're not on my list, but I kind of want to have like a flashback to where I was like, no, shitty people are gonna get spiders.
Yeah. Roll me a flash. Give me a flashback. Prepping it's only going to be like 1 stress, but let's see a tinker roll to see, you know, how creepy these. Yeah, they're pretty creepy.
I didn't work the Venom distributors in there yet. Fortunately,
I think it did. I think that's what that 5 is.
they just randomly go off.
Mm-hmm.
Jack picks one up, and I'm like, you may not want to do that. They just kind of go off for no reason.
Yeah, like there's like that's in the flashback, and then like we flash forward, and like under Jack's glove is like a bandage that's a little too tight for the glove.
Yeah. The one that I didn't take off for the hors d'oeuvre. I've got
Yeah.
the bandage and the other one.
Cool. So yeah, let's see if you want to plant those on a person.
Shit. I only have a 1, so
I can give you a devil's bargain, or you can
Mhm.
push yourself, or maybe someone assists you, or 2 of those 3 things.
How far away are you from me?
I mean, you can be there if you want, Jack. It's the same sort of room, or Kellett could be there.
Yeah, Kelly could be there too.
Kelly, do you want to
Actually,
take the stress and
wondering.
distract this person so I can plant spiders in her pocket?
No.
Kelly's a team player.
No sense of adventure, that Devin.
No, you're too subtle. I don't even know what you're doing.
What's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
All right.
That's why I'm not
Jack!
helping you.
Yeah, sure. Jack will distract the ladies with a story that he thinks is charming and is actually sort of horrifying
Oh yeah,
while he's telling it.
but they are enraptured. So yeah, take 1 stress.
Okay.
What's the position?
This is risky.
Okay, but why?
'Cause she's a it might so. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will let you make this desperate if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Because Como might not be, let's say, of the most even temperament right now.
I couldn't hear you over the sound of me clicking desperate.
Mhm.
Standard effect?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have a devil's bargain?
Yes.
What is it?
Like, sometime in the next, like, minute, that
Mhm.
person dies.
Is that supposed to be a downside, or?
I mean, and, like, you look guilty as shit.
Oh.
Or, like, the party will take a turn at that point.
Yeah, like everything goes to hell, and we have to really
Oh,
quickly.
Like,
right. Yeah,
loudly
it's supposed to be like-
dies.
If that
Oh.
happens, Kelly will just be, oh, it's one of those murder mystery parties.
I, a vampire who have been around for hundreds of years, love murder mysteries.
Spooky.
You doing it?
No. No, I want to, but no. I'm just gonna remember her name.
Okay.
I'll help you now.
Didn't need it.
Nice.
Nice.
Desperate 6. So yeah, you tell me when those spiders happen.
Okay. I'm just gonna say spider when it happens.
Okay.
Spider.
Awesome. I might not catch that, so yeah, cool. Oh man, I love this game. Belle, there's been a bit of spooky doings, but nothing too much going on.
Yeah.
You could probably get inside if you wanted to, or you could like keep camped up there, and I can move on to someone else, or you can.
So I've heard tell of a rooftop access from someone that has lots of prowl.
Mhm.
So I think I'm gonna make my way over there.
Awesome. Are you going sneaky, or are you like openly climbing up the side of this building?
I'm prowling it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's probably like a risky standard. Nice. Yeah.
6.
So yeah, you're on the roof. You find this rooftop access, no problem. You manage to like duck a couple of the guards who are like at windows, and there's even like a weird mechanical like camera thing. Basically, you're pretty sure the Sparkrights would have like set this thing up.
Curious.
Yeah, but you managed to foil all of it, and you're on the
Okay.
roof.
I feel pretty good about flying all that.
Mhm. And
so
if
yeah,
you
I'm
want to
gonna-
like open that door, you can like come in the attic.
yeah, I'm gonna do that, and
Cool.
sort of sneak my way down to see if I can figure out where everybody went off to.
Awesome. Nora, you finally get led to a room on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
And the guy who's been escorting you up here so far says, my employer has asked that you wear a hood for this part. I promise you no harm will come to you. And, like, holds out a little black hood to, like, put over your head.
It's just it. Nora is basically thinking, like, how gullible do you think I am, sort of, like just looking at him in disbelief, like, are you, I would like to, I don't know, try getting him to tell me a little bit more about why I need to put on that hood, because it's such an odd request.
Consider this a job interview, and should you pass, my employer will have gainful employ for you. But should you not meet my employer's stringent requirements, this way there is at least a one-way barrier of anonymity, so you don't necessarily know who they are.
I mean, Nora's gonna do it.
Cool. So yeah, hood goes over. You're sort of like gently guided into this room, and you hear a voice, like that. You very clearly like hear the guard say like, "This is her," and you hear a voice that you recognize entirely too quickly, as these familiar hands just start patting you down, and it's fucking Edgar.
Oh my god!
And like, you basically hear the guard leave, and like he just keeps patting you down, and he's very clearly enjoying himself a little more than he should.
Okay, so even before the hood comes off, like if wherever I hear his voice coming from, I'm probably like just smacking him and ripping off the hood myself.
Yep.
And hitting him with the hood.
Yep. Yeah, your hair's a little messed up. He's honestly like trying to like stay standing. He's laughing so hard. Like he's clearly like, I am the smartest human alive, and I am very sexy and attractive and smart.
I was gonna tell you about this party, and she's like just kind of rearranging stuff, like, you know, fixing her hair and whatnot. This job had like you written all over it.
He like sort of like hooks a thumb over to the guy who left the door, and he's like, "That's my new bartender, Mick. He bailed me out of prison like 2 hours ago. I wasn't gonna miss this." And like dips you if you're willing to be dipped, to like give you a big smooch. He's like, "So how's it going?"
Well,
"Who's that hunk?"
I think you'd like him, and I'm talking a little bit about Jack, and I mentioned that he also has a cane. He also likes to just, you know, like just make sure that he's always dressing nicely.
Edgar's like, I shouldn't be worried, should I? And like checks your hand to make sure there's a ring on that finger.
I probably still have it like under a glove that I'm wearing.
It's good. Just
Nora probably even makes a joke that she would have to be more worried about Edgar going after him than the other way around.
Edgar's like, I might have to meet this man then. And like he makes a show of like testing his ring to see if it'll come off.
At that point, I'd smack him with like
the hood again.
Flat part of, no, not the hood, like the flat part of my steel fan.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's very clearly just enjoying himself, and
yeah. Definitely wasn't expecting to see Edgar here. At this point, she asks, about who else he has at this party and if he knows who the target might be.
Oh, it's just me and Mick? Did I say who it was before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mick.
it's just me and Mick. And I mean the old lady?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I know who she is. She'll be on this floor somewhere. But probably need to be invited to go see her. Definitely she's definitely on the weird side, but that's not a bad thing. And then yeah. And Belle, you also heard like a bunch of this, including all the like smoochy times and everything. Because you're in the room basically right above them, like listening
I'm
through
taking
a
careful
vent.
notes for next time.
Oh my god. Belle came with us.
Really? And
She's
no one has
outside
died
now.
yet. Like I
Yeah,
haven't
she's
heard
fine.
gunfire. Are you
Or
sure
a
she's
bomb.
Are you sure she's feeling okay? And yeah, he probably does like eye a window as an escape route in case, not even in case, but like for when a bomb goes off.
Yeah. I made her a dress.
He mimics like fainting. Crashes
I think
onto a
it-
bed that is very, very clearly there for like
No, it's a fainting
fucking.
couch.
No, like there's a bed that's like
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. At this point, Nora's gonna probably just like wave away from him and say that she should probably get back downstairs. To,
Okay. He's like, I think her name is
okay.
Sarah. Like as you leave.
Thank you, and like she just leaves after that, so that she's serious about becoming a criminal.
Yeah, and he's very clearly kind of being like a little patronizing, checking up
Yeah.
on you, but yeah. You probably left like a great big lipstick kiss on his cheek or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he also seemed a little tuckered out, what with all the cops earlier.
What with all the prison?
Is there anything embarrassing I can pickpocket from him?
Sure. Yeah. Nora, what did he manage to get off of you?
Underwear. It's an old trick.
No. He managed to undo a necklace I was wearing because, like, he wants to show that he's still the superior pickpocket. So he's got like my necklace somewhere.
Cool. Belle, do you want to pickpocket a necklace off of him?
Yes.
Okay. He's actually kind of like napping with a big stupid grin on his face.
Her neck pocket.
Yep.
No. Yeah. So yeah, I wander over and I'm assuming this is risky standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably controlled actually. He's asleep and like it's not like he's gonna do anything to.
I'm gonna replace it with something else
Okay.
to make it risky.
Okay. Risky or risque?
Just a big yellow
You draw a
bow.
picture of the two of them kissing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
He snorts, rolls over, like Belle, and then like passes out again.
Shh. Just
Yeah.
be glad it wasn't cocaine.
I should sleep. Good night, Belle.
Oh my god.
You probably like over your dozens of doctor things like probably have a couple like implanted keywords to just be like, okay, Edgar, nap time. It's like, yeah, it is nap time.
The key word is punch the throat. And the words are go to sleep. Jab.
Shut up.
Cool. All right. So who's up to what?
Jack would have made his way to the second floor to see if there's any more obvious
There's
person that we should be looking at.
Yeah. Do you want to like? Are you surveying or are you just seeing like? Walk me through what you're doing.
I'm like I said. I'm just I'm making my way up to the second floor in the guise of a party goer.
Yep.
And seeing because we got sort of a vague description of this person, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and she's like, so the wherefore and the why, like that group, they're all pretty like hippy dippy out there. Like she probably has like the laurel branches instead of a mask. She's got like the laurels in her hair, or maybe like flowers or something like that.
Is it a druid?
Basically, yeah.
Is this like a fairly well-to-do bohemian cult? Like,
oh yeah, yeah.
Are these people I might recognize from like my past life? Then is that
like one of your like school chums has probably grown up to be one of these hippies. Okay. Like they do attract like the noblesse oblige sort of thing. Like they think they're helping by studying science and philosophy.
You try just like yelling out "Kale sucks" and see who drops their glasses.
Whose monocle pops off.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, so I would kind of know the look then. Yeah, then I'll look for that upstairs.
Okay. You see a couple people like talking under their breath, and they seem to be like, debating the finer points of some lunar theory.
Is there still security up there? Like obvious security?
It's definitely less obvious up here. The idea is sort of like they weed it out, or like this far inside the house, they don't need to be as obvious, but there's still sort of a need for it.
Okay.
So I would, yeah. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would basically be casing the room, and if possible, I would probably be like indisposing security because that's going to be a thing that has to happen later.
Cool. Yeah, roll prowl.
Efficiently as possible. Yeah.
So yeah, that definitely sounds like prowl to murder stab some security.
Security guy, and then like hide him in a potted plant or something. Like this is.
Yeah, no, like in a closet or something.
Yeah. Risky or
you're murdering people at a fancy dinner party. This is desperate.
Awesome. I'm totally in. Okay. Effect standard is like 1 or 2 dead guards.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got a security awareness clock going on in the background.
Awesome.
So this will like put negative slices on that or something.
Is this adding to it? I'm not sure what I'm doing here.
No. I mean, if you fuck up, yes.
Desperate. I'll go ahead, since I've already taken a little bit of stress, I'll go ahead and push myself.
Okay.
A devil's bargain, I should ask first.
I don't necessarily know that I have
reasonable.
one. So I mean, they're hippies. They're probably like pacifists and anti-violence. At least this group here is.
Okay.
So that might make, keeping that contact more difficult if they know that bodies have been dropped.
Okay. Oh, so we got this job from one of these bohemians?
Yeah. Like they basically want to start a relationship here. They're finally ready to take a side and give up their centrist ways.
What makes a man turn neutral?
But at the same time, yeah, I'm assuming the devil's bargain would be them that I was.
Well, if you get found, it'll be a lot harder to make the relationship. If you don't get found, it'll be like more difficult.
I'll just push myself then, rather than throw future stuff in to the mix on my stabbing ways. All right, and then stabs.
Stabs. Oh. Okay.
Lots of stabs.
You crit stabbed.
Yeah. That's your second crit, I think.
That's my second crit stab, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice rolling, Mike.
Yeah, so how many guards do I on the second floor do I put into planters and or closets and or bathrooms?
All of like at one point, so there's basically only like 2 or 3 guards up here. One of them actually seemed competent, and you sort of like pick them out first because it's one of those things where like you notice him noticing you.
Mm-hmm.
And so you like, there's some sign that you give that you're just like, hey, I'm security too, that you picked up from another fancy dinner party you stabbed your way through.
Okay.
And like he lets his guard down for just a second. I think like the actual like the movie camera of this is like he relaxes, blinks, and then opens his eyes again, and you're just behind him and your knife is through his throat. And like
Yes.
you've dragged him into a bedroom and shoved him into a closet. Sort of thing.
Yes.
And then the other two are just like, hey, did you hear anything? Like, you're able to pull them away pretty effortlessly.
I'll invite them into the bedroom to investigate, and then I'll stab them one at a time.
Yeah. You're like, hey,
And
does this
hide them under furniture?
like
Yes.
does this smell like chloroform to you? Stab. Like there's actually nothing in your hand.
It's just like my normal handkerchief,
Yeah.
and like, does this smell like chloroform? And then just stab them from behind.
Yeah.
And let the body. And then like you see me. There's a shot of me exiting the bedroom, like closing the door behind me, and then it's like.
Well, and there's like a spot of blood, but you like just like tug your jacket up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then like one of those two Bohemian druids basically like thinks you're Rufus, his bodyguard, and says like, you may escort me upstairs now.
Very good, sir. We shall be going.
Yeah. So I think you hit like the third floor landing right as Nora like closes the door behind her. Her lipstick's a little mussed up, and so's her hair. Unless Nora, would you have that on lock?
Nora is perfect at fixing it because she and Edgar were very secretive at first.
Very Anglican mother.
Yes.
Sniffing the air.
Well, I mean, Nora had her own apartment, but I mean, she had places to go and be seen at, so.
There's a shriek from downstairs as a guest collapses.
Does my new bodyguard client, does my new charge react at all?
Squeals, grabs your arm, and says, "Get me to Sarah right now."
Excellent.
We have to make sure she's okay.
I will lead him, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm assuming.
So there's
Does
there's five.
Does he look like
He doesn't know what room it is. He thinks you would know. There's 5 doors. Nora just came out of one of them. And Belle is presently in that room. And Kellic and Como, a guest just hit the floor. They're like foam coming out of their mouth. They're like very evidently dead. And there's a couple like of the obvious guards rushing over that way.
Huh.
So
I'm gonna try to like kneel close to her and be like, ma'am, are you okay?
Mhm.
Did you have a reaction to the hors d'oeuvres? Some of these do use exotic shellfish. I warned you, ma'am.
She grabs you by the ear, like just desperate, reaching out for anything, and like her grip is already feeble and weak.
Mm-hmm.
You can see like color leaching up her veins, like along her arm, as like the tissue is already necrotizing.
Huh.
And she's dying incredibly slow, like not incredibly slowly, but like not quick and incredibly poorly. Like this is not a good death.
I'm gonna lean in a little bit and just kind of whisper into her ear. Sucks to be powerless, doesn't it?
And she can't like the movie version of this, like the shitty bad screenplay version of this, she would like lock eyes with you with like the last ounces of her will, but fuck that. She is in too much pain. Like her eyes don't even focus. They've already kind of glazed over. There is no satisfaction for you in this either. Like she can't give you anything more than she already is. So no, like there can be satisfaction in this, but like she doesn't know what you just told her.
But I still know that I got to say it.
Oh yeah, but like there is acid burning her from the inside out. One of the guards is probably gonna like push you away from her and try to like administer first aid.
I'm gonna hover around with the platter and be like, she ate one of these. If you need to look at it to see if it could be maybe the cause of it, and just kind of hover and be just a little bit of a nuisance.
Okay. Do you want to roll me something like consort or sway?
Sway, maybe.
Sway, because you're trying to like get someone's attention onto this thing and probably away from like going to the nearest phone or alarm system and calling a cop.
Yeah. Risky.
Yes.
I got one die. Let's see how this goes. Decently.
He probably tells you that you have to go call the cops, and like, yeah, tells you to get out of here and get like, call the cops, tell them it's an emergency, get them here on the double.
Aren't you one? Should I give them your name? Who should
I'm not from the fucking police. I'm a bodyguard. Go. And like shoves you towards the kitchen. You
Okay.
probably like spill the platter.
Okay.
Unless you want to like try to keep it.
No.
Okay.
I'm hoping I spill it on somebody.
Oh yeah. Okay. Give me prowl if you want to like crash into someone and play it off as like, oh hey, that guard pushed me. It's totally not my fault.
Ah!
Good. You like trip and fall on someone, and they get like eyes locked on you. You're probably going to be a person of interest in whatever police investigation follows this up.
Quick, someone cut my face.
And then they like, yeah, they're staring you dead in the eyes. And probably like one of those like little shrimp puffs lands on them, and they like shriek.
Sorry. And I'm just gonna brush it off and then get up and try to scramble over to a phone, which I am going to.
You smear some mayonnaise on their face.
I've got some subterfuge supplies, so I'm just gonna accidentally, sneakily produce it out of my sleeve and cut the phone line.
Okay, so are you doing? That sounds like wreck. Which
No!
might be obvious. You can do tinker if you want to like more subtly make it not work, like give really loud feedback or something.
Yeah.
But if you're just gonna cut the wire, that's wreck.
Yeah, modify or disable. Yeah, let's do tinker.
Okay.
Would the subterfuge supplies give me?
They'll give you great effect. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 5.
Okay. So yeah, you disable the phone, but like you've definitely left evidence of tampering.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying my best.
This is how you learn. Cool. Kellic, there's a couple like bodyguards who are starting to clear the area. One of them is going to go for the phone that Como just functionally disabled, like picks it up, dials exactly one number, and there's this hideous shriek of like feedback and a fax machine going through a blender. And so he just drops the phone and he's going to like run outside to just vocally yell for police help.
I'm going behind him.
Okay.
I'm going to try to slit his throat before he gets the word out.
Cool. That sounds like prowl.
Okay.
And this is a man's body out in the middle of the street. So you might want to hide that afterwards.
Okay, can I use terrible power and instead of going for strength, just try to run at him so fast and so hard that I push him into an alleyway as I tackle him, so he's out of the street and out of sight?
Sure. Yeah.
Would he skirmish or prowl still?
Probably still prowl because prowl is like moving fancy.
Okay.
But yeah, that'll get you up to great effect, and you won't have to hide the body because he'll be like. I mean, if you do really well, he's probably going to end up like along an alley. Yeah.
Okay.
Like wallpaper.
So I'm guessing this is desperate or risky?
This is probably risky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so to great or extreme effect?
You'll push it up to great.
Okay.
And you can push yourself, which is take 2 stress for an extra die, which is probably a pretty good deal.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that. And so that's 3 stress total for this action?
Yes.
Okay, so risky, great effect,
Mhm.
and bonus die is 1?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, he's like, hell, and then just there's like that the True Blood blur, or like, yeah, halfway between the True Blood blur. That's a hard thing to say. I invented a tongue twister. And the Flash just like streaks into this guy.
And Batman.
I'm Batman.
Literally Batman.
Yeah, he cracks his skull on like on the alley tile sort of thing, like on the wall of the alley. He's still alive, but like not long for this world.
I drink him.
Cool. What telltale marks do you leave on your victims?
My initials.
Pulverization.
Your teeth leave your initials
Yeah.
in like a flowery font. Good.
No.
Do you have like one
Don't
of
be
those?
silly.
Do you have one of those like creepy leech tongues?
I'm gonna have to think of the mark that I leave.
Okay,
Can I
but
workshop that?
you're yeah. So he's dead, and you're going to leave a mark.
Okay.
Cool. All this
This
free
dude named
heat.
Mark is really confused right now.
Mm-hmm. All this free heat. So yeah, Belle, you've left a drawing scribbled in Edgar's hand.
Yeah.
You've stolen a locket that has like probably just Nora, like 2 different Nora faces inside of it.
Heads and tails.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
go to take-
There you go. It's heads and tails. That took a second for it to land on Jordan.
Yeah,
And-
but I haven't actually done anything to contribute to the mission so far.
You hear a pregnant pause out in the hallway, though.
I draw one of my fine pair of pistols and poke my head around the door.
Okay. You see Jack and Nora looking at each other, and there's like this weedy little bougie 19-year-old with like daisies in his hair.
Okay.
The Jack sort of has by the shoulder, like the back of the shoulder with one hand.
Yeah.
And is
You're actually
trying to-
like half holding him up at this point.
This is the flower child that has decided to take sides. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not your contact. Like it's a boy, not like a woman, and B about 40 years too young.
But I didn't hear the boy talking about taking me to Sarah, right?
You might have. I mean, you tell me. The walls aren't particularly thick here.
Hmm.
Half the fun of these rooms is making rumors.
Gotcha. I opened the door across the hall.
Okay. Do you want to roll me a d4?
Great.
You find a couple in flagrante. They're like definitely too old for this.
So one of them is Danny Glover.
Yep. Dong lover. Yep.
Do either of them look like Sarah, or what I would assume?
No,
I'm
it's
looking
it's
for?
it's definitely 2 men.
Okay.
Exactly. Aaron's over here doing this.
Yep.
Yes.
I go over and I stick my hand out and I said, no, so it's too out of character to say, come with me if you want to live. But like,
Come if you want to.
I don't.
A pistol on each of them.
Finish.
So I come in and I sit down and I ask them if they know where Sarah is.
One of the guys like definitely reacts, and one of the guys definitely doesn't. If it weren't for the masks, like you would probably recognize half of this pair.
Okay, I go peek under the masks, but the wrong mask.
Okay.
Intentionally.
Yeah.
You're next.
Definitely, like that guy kind of faints. Because like this is not what he signed up for.
Did you know that teenage girls faint not because of a weak constitution, but because their blood pressure tends to be lower because of hormones in their body?
I did actually.
Gasp.
And the other guy is
Positions?
Bell says in character.
the other guy, like recognizes you and knows to like keep a hand on his mask. But you see like a birthmark and you know he's one of your regulars at the club.
Okay.
He's like, I'm going to expect a discount next time. This was going to be something special.
It still can be.
He's like, oh, I mean, my partner's unconscious at this point, so
Bell looks confused.
he can't consent in that state.
Wake him up. Slap him around.
You could probably hand him Jack's like manacles and chain or whatever if you want.
Why do I have them? But yes, I do that.
Or I mean, you could have borrowed ogres.
Yes. So yeah, here,
You can have them because it makes sense for Bell to just have
manacles in a dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she
I
did steal them anyway.
Probably.
So yes, here I'll trade you these manacles for information. They're special manacles, better than fermented crab meat.
He hands you like a coin worth of bucks. He's like,
I want to know where Sarah is.
He's like, I'll tell you that anyways. Like,
great. I take the coin.
And he's like, yeah, the center door, the far door.
Great, thank you. Enjoy. I pat him on the head and leave.
And then you hear him like, go for some smelling salts or something in the cupboard.
Did Belle close the door behind her when she went in? Okay, so are we just looking in from the hallway?
Like all three of us are just kind of tilted, standing there, looking into the doorway.
So like the kid with the flower in his hair is just like on the bottom, Nora standing over him.
He is blushing, like beet red. This is definitely a bit much for his young mind and fragile constitution.
You picked the wrong cult then, kid. Every weekend is like this.
I give him a card for the brothel.
For your club?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we know which door is Sarah?
Mm-hmm. And he shivers a little bit when you hand him the thing.
All right.
Probably with excitement.
Wear something velour.
Jesus. I'll drag him away from the sales pitch and towards the door. And just sort of like throw the door open and hold him out in front of me as I enter.
Okay.
What's in the room?
It's like a 60-ish, like late 50s, early 60s year old woman. Striking features, and she looks like she's in pretty great shape. Like she probably runs not like as much as Jack does, but like she could keep pace. Like she could get shit done.
Okay.
And like her eyes are just striking like pinky orange, and you recognize it as like the color of the moon that left.
Ooh.
Okay.
Um,
Is she alone?
Yeah, she's just sitting on the bed in like a
In-
really
in-
plain white summer dress. Like
Okay.
it's kind of like just the one shoulder, like almost toga style. And yeah,
Okay.
she's just got like a really simple, like, she's of a certain distinction and age where she knows less is more. And she is letting
Okay.
just everything about her speak without saying anything at this point. She meets your eyes and doesn't flinch. Like, you walking through with her charge, looking like he's confused and aroused and terrified. And, like, she sees all of that in an instant and doesn't bat an eye.
Ma'am, and I would tilt my hat, like still holding on to the dude.
Mhm.
Then the gig is kidnapping, right?
That's one way to, like, not break her cover. And you're
Okay.
pretty sure a body has hit the floor. So at this point, that might not be a bad idea.
Here to extract her, essentially.
Yeah. Without, like, breaking her cover. So it was either make contact or get her out.
Okay. At that point, I would just slam this dude face first into the hallway wall, or like onto a piece of furniture. I just want to
Yep.
put him down. I want to
Okay.
knock him out, essentially.
I mean, like, a strike to the back of the head might be less violent, but you
Yeah,
tell me.
I'll just like smack him in the. I'll push him forward and then like hit him with my cane, essentially. Ma'am, we are here. We were sent to help you with your.
So when the cane hits the
Troubles.
back of his skull, like, that's the first time she closes her eyes and, like, holds them shut for a second or two, and she's like, yeah, I suppose that was necessary at this point.
Jack will further bow with more of a flourish
Mhm.
when she acknowledges the violence. Yes.
She, like, gently runs a hand through his hair. Like, very tenderly. Like, there's clearly no familial relation here, but she seems to be taking on sort of a motherly role. Picks him up, sets him on the bed, and, like, folds his hands over his chest so he does, like, yeah.
Okay.
So he's sleeping like Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And she's like,
Should-
so, is it a bag? How am I getting
Do we
out
still
of
have
here?
the bag? Do we still have the bag?
I have a hood. I
Um,
probably walked out of the room with the hood that
Oh, yeah.
they put on my head.
You
so-
weren't letting him keep that.
No.
Why don't we just go out through the roof?
yeah, I think we should. We're on the third floor, right?
Mhm.
We got somebody that can explode the roof for us.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Alright,
but it's just to give her like, oh no, they had me and they had put this bag over my head. Just
We'll
for-
deal with that whole thing. If the room explodes and we leave via that, I think her cover is safe.
How much of this
Well-
discussion is happening in character?
It sounds like a pretty in character discussion.
Yeah, I feel like there's a thing that we'd be talking about, right? Like,
Nora's just gonna wordlessly hold the bag up to the woman to see if she wants to take it. She can take it.
The hood?
like-
Yeah, she
Yeah.
takes it, but she's like, if you explode the room, what happens to my friend here?
well, the normal thing. If you would like, I can drag him into the hallway for you.
I'd rather he not die. He has done no more wrong than most in this city.
Okay. I would then toss my Do I still have my manacles, or did you sell my manacles? Belle, did you sell my manacles?
I didn't sell your manacles.
We can do the explosion in a different part of the house. We don't have to explode right here. I'm looking at Belle.
She didn't sell your
Are there
manacles because
guards?
they're never really yours to begin with.
Manacles want to be
did-
free, man.
Is there
Which is
like
ironic.
is there like guard activity in the third floor hallway? Like are
Not in the hallway, no. Mostly they
Alright.
bring people up here. They might oversee a room, but they're basically told to, like, what you hear outside of this room, you don't hear.
window in the room?
Yeah, there's a window out.
Go open it, and then casually sort of like loop a grappling hook up in a very stylish fashion.
Belle, for some reason, you can't help but, like, just look up to that, like, trapdoor in the attic that you came down.
Yeah. Yeah, we can just go up the normal way.
See, like, Jack looks a little disappointed.
Okay. I mean, we can get down fancy. Think how much more dashing you'll look descending from the ceiling with a fair maiden in your arms on a grappling hook.
Jack perks up, like, it's like,
Sarah definitely, like, looks over to you, Belle, and, like, nods. Good. Like, you seem to know how to talk to this man.
yeah, then let's go. Let's get the hell out of here. What is happening with Como and the Vampire?
That's my new punk band. Yeah, Como and the Vampire. What is going on down there? There's probably a general panic and more people, like, trying to leave now than maybe Kellic can murder smash into an alley quietly.
There's just a pile.
Man, I'm still eating.
Okay.
An ever-growing pile of people in this alley.
Kellic's getting really good at just stunning them and then draining them.
The most time-consuming thing is his mark, though, over and over
Yeah.
and over and over and over again.
No, I've done it so many times. I've gotten pretty good at it.
Yeah.
It's actually just a circle, and he, like, holds one of his teeth stable and then draws the circle with the other tooth as he spins around
I
them.
imagine he's got like a stamp that he uses.
Like a brand.
It's just a bat.
I am the knight. Sure you are, buddy. Sure you are.
What does the fine shadow cloak do?
It'll help you sneak better.
Cool. I'm
It's a
gonna
work thing.
somehow produce that from inside my waitress uniform
Mhm.
and disappear like a bat.
So you want to just, like, wrap it around yourself and zod out of sight?
Yeah, I'm gonna run to the kitchen and then be like poof and then get the fuck out.
Okay. Let's see a prowl. See if you make any more impressions on your way out of the house.
Risky?
Yeah. Actually, probably controlled. No one's gonna, like, directly accost you if you fuck up.
Okay. Is it great because of the cloak or standard?
Yes, it's great because of the
Okay.
cloak.
Oh, crap. Hold on. Here we go.
Pushing yourself.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Okay. Alternatively, I can offer you a devil's bargain where something doesn't hurt you again.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. I don't get hurt again?
Yes.
Is the devil's bargain?
Yeah.
All right.
But it's like something hits you that should hurt you and it doesn't.
That's fine. It's okay. Let's do that.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So you're on your way out, like in the back alley, and one of these panicked people has managed to get, like, some kind of what do you call it? Like a silent alarm bangle or something they've got, and so effectively, like, a private security firm has rolled up, and their van just, like, rolls straight into you at, like, a decent clip, like 20-30 clicks an hour in an alley.
Did I just Luke Cage this van?
Yep.
You go flying and, like, you bounce and you probably land vaguely within, like, Koro's, like, blood lair. But you like
Point,
bounce
point.
off 3 different things fairly harmlessly. And like you're a little beaten up, like you're a little battered and bruised. But they don't notice you. You didn't leave any like evidence behind. And they seem to have knocked you clear of the crime scene.
Kellic, am I a ghost?
You are presently invisible.
I have this spirit pain charm. I kind of rub it in the general area of Como.
Didn't that
Kellic,
affect
well, no,
you?
Kellic, you hear Como's voice, but don't see Como.
Oh. I say come toward this and hold it. And okay, if you can't do it, you're probably a ghost. If you can, then you're probably not a ghost.
Footsteps get closer. Okay, am I a witch?
I don't have a charm for that.
Oh. I wonder if I can make a charm that wouldn't.
You can say
Good
you
job,
if you can
Jordan.
Make a charm.
Wonder if I could make a charm that I couldn't touch.
No. I thought you said make charm as if you becoming a ghost gave you some sort of weird affectation.
I wonder how make live. Please hold.
I'm kind of hoping this makes you go like full. What was that? What was that movie? Ex Machina.
Oh,
Go like full Ex Machina, and you're like, "What am I?" And like carve open your own arm. Spoilers if you haven't seen Ex Machina.
I was right about to after this.
Okay, it's a really good movie. I actually highly recommend it.
I have it queued up on my second screen. Way to
It's
go.
pretty great.
It's
Popcorn ready.
really good. You should definitely watch it. It'll make you feel things.
Hard to
that
watch
is
movies
bad.
that make me feel. Never mind.
Anyways,
That makes you feel specific thing.
Okay.
so yeah, on the thing Como seems to be immune to is blunt force trauma and exploding force trauma.
Immune to concussive force and vans.
Van immunity is, yeah.
That's not to make you a defender, you know.
Mm-hmm. God,
Well, you've got more
Vancouver.
superpowers than-
haha.
Oh.
Hey, see if you can force your spirit into my body. See what happens.
That's what.
that's a good way for Kellic to die permanently.
Yeah.
That sounds
Just
like
to
a
see.
third date thing.
I thought the third date was when you pull their underwear off with your teeth.
no,
Move
Not
too slow,
killing
old
Steve,
man.
because that just puts his initials in things.
It's different ones though. It tells you how many pairs of underwear he's removed with his teeth.
That's fair.
I'm real good at whittling my teeth.
Wait, are vampires like sharks and you just constantly have teeth coming in? Because you could
Yeah.
have like a little
Yeah,
set.
that's what I was
of
imagining.
teeth that you
They
use
also
as
have to
a-
keep moving so they don't suffocate.
Yeah, future reference. Anything you ask me, is this true about vampires? I'm just going to say yes. Yep, new teeth every 3 days.
3 dicks?
Misconception. It's actually 3.5.
Vampire 2 PP.
Only 2 are functional though, so
Only 2 are functional at a time.
that kind of depends.
I
found
don't.
the episode title, Vampire 2
Nope.
PP.
Nope. Nope.
If I post the episode, you're goddamn right it is.
Yeah, but
Then
I
we can
have
talk
the
about
raw
vampire
file.
whales.
Anyways,
Speaking of raw, ask me another question about vampires.
so how's the roof, Belle, Jack, and Nora?
More exciting by the moment.
yeah.
Yes. I'm, like fully manacling her in case people see us escaping.
Mhm.
Is that happening? Okay.
And she like steps up on someone's
Yeah.
hands to like get over your shoulder. Shifts around because she has a hip that's not like perfectly agreeable.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Then yeah, we'll vault everybody onto the roof and then I assume make an escape to a nearby building.
I was hoping for something a little more dignified than this, but well,
Unfortunately, we can only deliver so much. We
When
are.
she says that she hopes for something a little more dignified, I hope she looks down from the roof and sees Kellic just chomping on someone's neck.
Well, no, she hears Calic and Como talking about how vampires have 3.5 dicks.
Oh wait,
But sees Kellic talking to himself.
Yes.
she wants something dignified. Can we do a flashback to where we booked like a fancy carriage to wait outside to extract her?
Sure. Is it right outside? Or is it like 3 blocks over? 'Cause if it's right outside, it's bolted.
No,
It's
it
like
just it
4
saunters over
buildings
as we
down.
speak.
Okay.
And then Zach,
So-
roll plus flourish to see how well you roll it down.
Give me a sly flourish, so that'll be a d20 plus your dex mod.
I just want to point out that the one we're escorting did just essentially hear a homeless vampire ranting to himself about penises.
Yes.
So okay. Yeah. I imagine we'll like get her over to the side of the roof and then like rappel down to the ground in the least obtrusive way possible.
Honestly, doesn't seem like something that you would have difficulty with.
Yeah. I mean, can I put her over my shoulder? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Do the full on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're fully in your idiom right
From
now.
the side of the building, and yeah, absolutely. Full on action star. Get her to the ground, shove her in the carriage, get in behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Who's driving? Is it someone we know well?
Is one of you driving?
Can it be Edgar?
It can
It's not
definitely
me.
be Edgar.
Oh my god.
Is it Edgar or is it
Belle
Nora?
would like to ride on the roof.
It's Edgar.
Okay. He gooses you a little bit as you get into like the front seat.
I smack him with my fan and scoot in beside him.
He smiles to himself, knowing that, yep. And then, like, definitely just to twist, like, a knife in your vague direction, like, looks in the mirror at Jack a little too long.
Yeah, I'm gonna smack him with the fan again.
And
That's
Jack,
it.
he winks at you as you tip the hat. And then, like, the carriage starts rolling. Are you going to stop to pick up Como? Or are you going to leave Como talking to the homeless vampire about penises in the back alley? Also, Kellic, how much longer are you going to stay there? Because there are definitely people starting to investigate, like, your situation.
Typical Saturday. I go to the carriage, I guess.
Okay.
Jump on the roof.
Yeah.
So, Belle and Kellic are both on the roof.
Nora
gonna
would
uncover
open the
my
door.
Yeah,
Jack's
that sounds
inside
right.
silently cursing to himself that he should have been the one riding on the roof.
You're in the
I'm
back.
gonna uncover my
That's why you
head
don't
so
get to
I
ride
can
on the
get in
roof.
the carriage and be at least partially visible,
Okay.
so I don't have an existential crisis.
And Sarah sort of looks at you with her moon-colored eyes.
Isn't she bagged?
Yeah.
Okay, did you hood her?
Probably,
Yes.
we probably unbagged her when we got to the car, right?
Why?
We're probably doing it right now, and that's why she's looking at us with the moon eyes.
Well, I mean, so she might not be. Like, if she's hooded, then no.
Well, I think we'd
Once
probably
we get her
wait
in the
until
carriage, we
we're-
can probably take the stuff off.
Okay. And so yeah, she looks at you, Como, and just like wordlessly presses like a thumb to your forehead.
Does she lick it first?
No.
Wait,
Yeah, and then
who
she licks her.
said that?
Then she licks her pinky and just sticks it in your ear and gives you a wet willy. Terrible. You should spider her.
It's a druid sex thing.
Yeah. This is all druid sex things, actually. This whole episode. You got me.
She's planting her seed.
Yeah. No, she just, like,
the
pushes
name
her
of the
thumb
druid
against your
sex.
forehead and, like, channels a bit of power or, like, pulls a bit of power out. You're not sure which. But, like,
Was she
magic's at
doing
you.
that too?
You.
You.
Oh,
Is there any like outward sign that that's happening to the rest of us? Like that
Um,
there's power being transferred.
I think it's just something that Como feels.
hey, what are you doing?
You've got, a mark?
I'm immune to Van.
And she
My
just, like,
birthright.
takes her thumb back and she's like, I see, child.
I was in an explosion. Like, I was next to an explosion, and I'm fine. And a van hit me, and I'm fine.
And she's
Also,
like,
I'm
may
just
I?
a
And like
floating hat.
goes to like pull your cloak back, so she's gonna like basically just check for broken bones.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna do like a weird wiggle on my limbs and be like, "Look, I'm fine."
God damn it. You have to say that, Jordan. This is terrible radio right now.
Como is immune to vans, which is why she chose to converse.
Do you feel shame as a minor action?
Oh.
Well, we already know that Bella's a Skechers.
Welcome to Vancouver.
Adidas are also a shoe.
Damn it, Daniel. So yeah, she just like goes silent and like it's probably too much to ask, but I would love to study this effect.
Ooh, she wants to study you.
Like, hit me with a van again?
I mean, we might work up to something like that.
Do you think we could use it to overthrow the Empire?
My child, I think that might be quite possible.
Okay. Hit me with a van.
In
I
due
don't
time.
know. I don't know if it transitions to something else. Like, the bomb was yesterday. The van is today. Maybe it's a new thing every day. Maybe it's like one-time immunity from dying. So tomorrow, just try to like stab.
I can give it my best, or we can put our faith in one of your compatriots here. But I would love to catalog the results.
Jack cradles a knife.
We'll figure something out.
And yeah, your carriage drives off into the night. Where was your where was your agreed upon drop off? Like, do you have a safe house for her, or
Well, we can't take her back to sundown because she's too fancy to be seen there. So, maybe our base?
Okay, it's hidden, right? Like by
Yep.
default. Okay,
Yes.
it's probably not
So
a
hood
bad
back
idea.
on. Hood back on when we
Mhm.
unload her. And then, you know.
Cool. She's,
Hooray.
oh, right. Before I forget, and like hands Nora, because she seems to think you're in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jack is pretty clearly your hitter.
Yeah.
Jack's clearly the brains of the operation.
He's more of the nice top hat.
It's on top of the brain. Like, it's...
Cool.
hands-
Hands you like a note, like a time and a place,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be effectively the payment for the job.
I think as I like look at it and fold it back up.
Actually, it might just be like a promissory note, like a take this to a bank and get bucks.
Okay. I would probably be the most likely to be able to walk into a bank and not cause any complications with us getting payment.
Jack also could, but he would also
Right.
be more likely to like stab everyone on his way out.
You know, that's why I said without complications.
Stabbings are not complications. Stabbings are just doing the price of doing business.
It's how you leave your signature. I just have to initial stab, and sign here.
Why is my name so long?
God, save whoever has to like get him to sign for a house.
Mm-hmm. It's 19 pages, and you have to initial every time.
Stab. Stab.
Mm-hmm.
Stab.
Cool. Yeah. So you roll back to base. Nora, I'm guessing you go cash that promissory note.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll be worth 6 gold, or 6 coin rather.
Okay.
And I owe you some other stuff, which I have written down over here.
I assume we're following the same distribution pattern as last time.
Yeah,
one
and then we
each,
could-
one to the bank,
Yeah.
or one to the.
Gang.
Gang.
The bank is nothing but stabs.
And so the crew earns 2 rep per score by default. If the target of the score is a higher tier, take +1 rep per tier higher. So that'll be a total of 3 more rep.
All right. Oop. Okay.
And you took your 6 coin. For heat. This will probably also be contained, which is 2 heat. I have notes that are +3 more heat,
Oh no.
so that's 5. And then there might have been killing involved.
Oh, that wasn't one of the notes?
No. Which is 2 more. So that's a total of 7.
We're at one
Tell
to
you about
level
wanted
1.
levels,
at 2
friends.
heat.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. Uh,
Luckily, Edgar prepaid by going to jail for us.
That's
well,
right.
that was jail, not prison.
A place
Credit.
called prison and a place called jail.
Important difference.
D6 for the. Hey, that's a 6. And you said you're at 2 heat? Excellent. Oh, man. Cooperation.
Oh no.
A +3 status faction asks you for a favor. Agree to do it or forfeit 3 rep. Or lose 1 status with them. So the Foghounds are gonna ask you for a favor.
Fuck those guys. I don't know them. I don't know them.
New gang, who dis?
And I think I know what that favor is gonna be.
Oh, good.
Does it involve stabbing?
It very possibly could.
If you want to make it weird, it costs extra. Just saying.
I think. Given their depleted numbers, the Foghounds are going to ask, probably by way of Edgar talking to Nora one night in that deep husky voice when he wants something.
Hey girl, you want some fuck?
Yeah. What I need from you. So we've got a couple, there's a couple gangs that aren't on the best terms with us.
Imagine just tone shifting. In the
Oh,
middle
yeah.
of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is like the pillow talk afterwards. Like, he has definitely rolled a 0 on his consort here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Foghounds are under a little too much pressure, and what with Belle, who's like a solid 40% of their murder, being, on assignment, let's say, they either need someone to talk down the Puffs or finally finish off the Badgers.
Okay.
And so I think that'll be our job for next session.
Yeah.
Talk down.
I mean, the Puffs they were on decent enough terms with, and there was like a granny who gave Ogre the like druggiest cookie. Like, imagine a cookie, but instead of flour, it was sleeping pills ground up.
So a cookie.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, a
It's
Bobby.
an anti-rage potion.
Yeah.
Heroin snickerdoodle is very popular.
Cool. And I think that'll just bring us to end of session in under a little less time than normal. But, of course, Belle has wandered off, so let's head over to Nora.
Okay.
So every time you rolled a desperate action, which I don't think I made you do,
No.
but you addressed a challenge with calculation or conspiracy.
I wanted to make the costumes first of all, and like I argued that we should sneak in the front.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you
beyond
met a
that-
contact and brought them into your conspiracy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're
You conspired with your boyfriend.
yep. Mm-hmm.
Husband, sorry.
I think fiance.
Mm-hmm.
I
Technically,
was just saying that because like earlier we were saying husband, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, we skipped that far ahead. But
no, we haven't skipped that far
Fiancé.
ahead.
Okay.
That'll probably be a mission, a score.
Keep Jack from stabbing literally everyone at the reception.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
I imagined like before that guard like, recognized me, I was blending in and stuff based on being like a socialite when like that's how Nora and Edgar met. Like she was someone who just blended in at parties.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I don't think so.
You have a background of seamstress.
Yeah, I just figured that the calculation thing would I didn't know if they would like
I think that counts.
okay.
I'm willing to be generous here.
Yeah. Struggle with issues from your vice or trauma. I mean, Edgar was there, but
I don't know that you struggled.
Yeah,
You overindulged, but like that's also not.
no, hold on. That was before I knew it was him. Never mind. I was gonna say I was pretty dumb and I let the hood go on.
Yeah, that didn't really.
It doesn't count because
No.
like, I didn't know that was it.
Well, no, like that would be from your vice or trauma. I don't know that was necessarily struggling.
Yeah.
Still.
I just figured it was like doing something that would compromise.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 3.
I think at least 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
Cool.
Belle addressed a challenge with tracking or violence. You didn't kill anyone.
I didn't kill anyone.
You didn't kill anyone.
You did track Nora and Edgar down and
Mhm.
steal from him.
Mm-hmm. No, I was,
Yeah,
and
and-
Mike not killing anyone is
And
serious.
I scarred people having sex. That's a type of violence.
that'll be your heritage beliefs drives.
That's
background.
your heritage.
Well, that's your background and beliefs and drives.
It's in your blood.
That's your heritage.
True.
So yeah, you definitely get 1 for that.
Okay.
Then what was beliefs drives heritage background?
So 1 for being sneaky,
Mhm.
1 for
1 for being egregiously kinky.
right.
Terrifyingly.
Terrifyingly.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Hey man, don't
about it.
yuck her yum. Yeah.
I
Wasn't
mean, I wasn't particularly unstable.
no, wasn't the best Bell episode that I've offered stuff for. So
That's fine.
Mhm.
I think it's important to give other characters a chance to start the chaos.
Mhm.
Was that 2?
that's a good point. If harassing Edgar isn't Bell's belief, I don't know what is.
I'm keeping that locket.
Oh yeah.
That's fair.
Well, again, like it's heads and tails.
Locket. Need to
God.
use to formats.
So yeah, I'm thinking probably 3 then.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, spends my XP when he stays.
next up is Como.
Mm-hmm.
Como arigato.
Wait, how much did Belle get?
3.
Okay.
Como in the 2 strings. Let's see. Como-san.
Stealth or evasion?
Mhm.
I used my shadow cloak to get out of the kitchen.
Yep. And I mean, like,
And would
every
this whole mission
time-
being incognito count?
Every time you used like your social stealth,
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely like you leaned into that.
Tried.
Expressed your
Express your
beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Yeah.
I'm willing to get hit by a van to take down the thing, and I fucked that lady over because she was being shitty to me because I'm a native.
Well, yeah, because she was being racist to you.
Yeah. So is that 2?
Yeah.
Cool.
And nothing for vice or traumas.
That's 4.
Oh man, if I could get you traumatized, that's a good list for Como to pick from.
Mm-hmm.
Note to self. Kellic, you displayed your dominance or slayed without mercy.
Mm-hmm.
I did that.
Yep. I think you did both of those things.
Name 8 times that happened. You can't, can you?
I defy you to.
Well, I mean, half a dozen of them at least happened off screen, so...
Yeah.
Alright, so killed that guard,
Mm-hmm.
drank his blood.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely willing to give you one for, like, Batman the flashing into him.
Okay.
And then, like, finishing him off.
So is that one for each of those, or the same one?
Yeah, no, you get 2 for that.
Oh, cool.
And expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. We probably still need to flesh those out.
Yeah.
And you didn't struggle... Did you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma?
I just kind of purposely, like, I thought that would go well for my trauma of reckless.
Okay.
To
Yep.
indulge in my vice even when I didn't really need to.
Yes, no, you definitely get that one. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, and then you get to...
The other thing I could possibly think of was cold and not helping Como with the spider things, but that wasn't really...
Yeah, that doesn't make you struggle.
That was just me being kind of a dick.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get to clear out that prowess track and fill in one of the dots. You can't put a 4th dot into anything yet, but that isn't relevant.
Okay. So when do we do like special abilities, like adding more of those?
That's when your personal track fills up. Your playbook advancement down the bottom. And the end of session XP you get can go anywhere.
Oh shit, so I can book it to playbook advancement?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Can I undo some of the stuff that I put into...
Yeah.
Okay. So...
Last session you got 3.
Yeah, so I have 8 total.
I think you probably took at least one desperate.
Last session? Or...
No,
think I did
like-
desperate this one.
Yeah, I don't think you did a desperate this session.
I think it was risky, or... Yeah, when I speared that guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the only action I did.
Okay.
Alright, so once I do playbook advancement, I could do another special ability?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, including a veteran, which is an ability from a different playbook.
Okay.
Cool. So, Jack,
Yes.
you addressed a challenge with violence or coercion.
Killed all those guards,
Mm-hmm.
and then I brained the party boy.
Mm-hmm.
I think those were actually the only 2 times I violenced people.
Yeah, you also kind of
Sorry.
you
Go ahead.
kind of also coerced the party boy.
Oh, yeah, that definitely happened. I was prepared to coerce Sarah if necessary, but that didn't prove to be necessary.
No.
Okay. So that's 2, I think?
Yep. And expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
That was just all over, I think.
Yes.
Got my own tailor, acted like a fop, did the glove thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel like
Yep.
that's definitely 2.
Yes.
Struggled with issues from vice or traumas. Don't have any traumas. Haven't actually established a vice at this point because I haven't had to roll for one yet.
Well,
so-
on your sheet it has faith in ritual murder.
Yes. Yes.
So is
I'm
that
not sure.
okay?
I'm kind of bouncing between that and like just having the ongoing clock thing be that, and then be like trying to like the momentary grasps of the finery that I can get, like the top hats and the good nice liquor and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, luxury is one of them. I
Luxury.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'll probably wind up making that my actual trauma. Kind of establish the whole stabbing people in the background is going to be my ongoing project.
Cool. Awesome.
So I'll do it.
And then last but not least is the gang itself.
How much did Jack get?
4.
4.
Okay.
Execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft.
Is this espionage? Because we also stole a person.
Well, I mean, it's one or the other.
It's true. We did steal a person.
So you get 1 for that.
Mm-hmm.
Either person, theft, or espionage, dealer's choice.
Mm-hmm.
Contend with challenges above your current station. Yes.
How many do we get for that?
Just the 1.
Okay.
Bolster your crew's reputation, which is defiant.
I killed a lady for sassing me.
Yep. I don't know that you would have like she took that with her to the grave, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If you had accrued if you had accrued heat because of it, basically if you had fucked that roll and people knew you did it and why, I would definitely.
Vampire ate a dozen people.
That's not really defiance, though. That's just like a murder hobo and murders.
We broke into a rich people's party to steal somebody they thought they was on their side to turn them against them, which is kind of defying the entire established party structure of the Empire at this point.
I'll give you that one.
And then we poisoned one of them with a fucking mechanical spider because they were racist. And then...
But the people don't know that, like, that's why the spider poison happened. Like, so far as anybody can tell, like, that was just a target of opportunity.
So next time, carve racist into their forehead.
Yeah.
I should have left a calling card on that.
Yeah, cut off a finger to show that.
Well, so I mean, like, the spider robots were a calling card of sorts.
I said I
but
was
it's
gonna
like-
drink him, and then he said, "No, you're not," and that I defied him.
Can I ask something? It doesn't have to be like the city at large. It just has to be someone else, right?
Yeah. It's
And-
you're spitting in the eye of someone bigger than you, specifically because of something that they're doing is kind of like how I'm measuring that.
All the rich people whose bodyguards we killed?
But someone has to remember us specifically tied to the thing.
Well,
And
it's not that they have to specifically tie it to you, because like that's kind of what heat is for. Like you got
Yeah.
heat, so people kind of know it was the Risen, but they don't know why you targeted those people, which is what makes it defiance and not like random murder.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
I mean-
I'm thinking it's a little like defiant might be. I like it, but it might be more narrow than is like mechanically optimal. If that makes sense.
Right. I mean, I was going to argue that Nora giving Mick sass before putting on the hood is pretty defiant, but that was like the only really like defiant thing, and I mean, she went along with it anyway. So
Yeah. So I mean, next time if like, yeah.
Next time we meet, we need to be more defined.
Mm-hmm.
Goals,
Well, it's-
drives,
Make
inner
more of a
conflict,
statement
or
next time.
essential nature.
Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature. I definitely think yes.
Is that a 1 or 2?
I can. Well, I mean, sell me 2, and I'll give you the 2. But I'm definitely giving you at least 1.
Conflict was we were trying to sneak into the place, and Como spidered that lady, and it all went to hell.
We have several people who have trouble keeping their bloodlust in check
Mm-hmm.
when it comes for things.
Last year.
Belle has an itchy trigger finger. She almost blew it, but she didn't. So I don't
But she
know.
did.
I'm
Belle
definitely
can
willing
control
to.
herself.
Yeah, like you definitely like deserve 2 for this. It's more just I want like the folks at home to like, paint me a word picture, dance for your dinner.
It hurts to paint word pictures.
Okay.
I think the scene in the bedroom where we debated killing or not killing the dude, exploding or not exploding the ceiling. That was definitely a very us
Yes.
dynamic moment.
Yep.
Me being willing to be subjected to what might amount to torture to hopefully use it to somehow fuck over the Empire might be my drive.
Yep. Definitely. Yeah. So there you go. You have
That
dance
gives
for
us
your
a
dinners.
level up.
Nice.
So let's pick that before the next session.
So yeah, you have
Hopefully I can talk.
either 2 square boxes or one of the circle dots to choose from. And we can do that to it next time. But yeah, I want to say to everybody back home, wow, it got dark in my room. Yeah, thanks for following along. We had a lot of fun playing tonight, I hope. We are That D&D Podcast, and you can find us basically by searching that on social media platform of your choice, except Instagram. Fuck Instagram.
We're up and coming on MySpace.
I'm going to create an Instagram account now.
I mean, do it.
It's gonna be titled "Fuck Instagram."
Yeah. No, it's going to be titled Shit Fingers.
Fuck Instagram.
Shit Fingers does, and then City.
That's
Snapchat with your
brilliant.
friends the entire session.
And just pictures of exploded ordinances.
Gifts of explosions is the only thing.
Anyways, I'm going to push buttons now. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I had a lot of fun. Hope you all had a lot of fun, too.